your email about the property lines.
Yes, yes.
And if I get time after the meeting, I'll talk to you.
Okay.
You said it's South Florida Water Management.
Well, I know
it's Miami-Dade.
Okay.
It's their canal.
Oh, okay.
And I'll give you the background.
Okay, that'd be fantastic. Thank you. Thank you.
When you start on liability issues
Very well. Last turned one on Saturday. I saw the pictures.
how do you do on anything?
You need the cake. He got no bones.
We have all these beautiful children in our chambers tonight, so we're very excited about that. But I'd like everybody to take their seats. It's now 7 o'clock p.m. We will call the order of the City of Homestead City Council meeting of Monday, April 20th, 2009. We will have tonight the invocation by the Reverend Howard Harden of First Baptist Church of Homestead, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance with the Police Explorers and Councilwoman Sierra. Would everybody please stand? It looks like Reverend Hart is not with us, so please join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you for this wonderful evening. And Father God, I just pray that you would just be the Lord of Lords over this city council meeting, Father, and guide us as we do your work, Father, in the city of Homestead. Bless our city, Father. Bless the business that we're about to undertake this evening. Bless every presenter tonight on the agenda. And we thank you, Father. In your precious name we pray. And all God's people said? Amen. Thank you.
I got 10 can't be healthy. Work very hard.
Kindly join me in our pledging our allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hold their arms. Right face. Cover Mars.
Thank you. You may be seated. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Mayor Bell? Here. Vice Mayor Burgess? Here. Councilwoman Nobles? Here. Councilman McCormick?
Here.
Councilman Nelson?
Here.
Councilwoman Sierra? Here. Councilwoman Waldman? Additions, deletions, deferrals?
Madam Chair, we saw something in tab 25 that we just wanted to take another look at, so we'd ask, that's the right-of-way ordinance, if we could ask that it be deferred.
This says tab 23 and 24 on the agenda.
Mayor and Council, tab 23 and tab 24 we are deferring, and the city attorney is asking to defer 25 too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have a time certain to defer this?
We'll have it back at the next meeting.
The next meeting?
But it doesn't, it's a first reading, so we'll just re-advertise.
We're fine.
Pardon?
Tabs 23 and 24.
And 25.
And, but the dates certain 23 and 24 to May 18.
Thank you very much.
Can we have a motion on that, please?
I'd like to entertain a motion to defer that. A second. That has been properly moved and seconded. Any comments or questions from council on those deferrals? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes carry. Thank you. Are all of our co-key dancers here with us yet? Mr. Manager?
Mayor, council members, may I just announce that Councilwoman Wadman called and she will be coming in a little bit late. She will be joining us later.
Thank you. Thank you. Are all your dancers here yet? Nope. Special presentations, Dr. Robert B. Ingram Diversity Award. Presentation to Councilwoman Lobos and Sierra.
You don't. You're the man.
What are you up to?
Well, only good stuff. As many of you know, thank you, Councilwoman, and Council, thank you for allowing me to come up here today. As many of you know, I was deployed to Afghanistan this time last year, and as such, I'm delighted to be home. Well, and but while I was gone, we received a couple of packages at American Forces Network Afghanistan, where I was assigned as the commander. And who were they from but our mayor and Mark? And I can't tell you how much we appreciate those things. And not only were they care packages, but as you recall, they had stuff from all the neighbors in the neighborhood. We're actually next door neighbors with the mayor. And so they corralled all the neighbors together and sent those boxes out. But that act of kindness went past just sending me a box. It was for McGee and Achinacek and Pedro and Schneck and all the other guys in the detachment. And they all partook, and they're all quite delighted to get those boxes, and I thank you very much for that. Additionally, Jesse, and I appreciate very much that while I was deployed, if I knew that if my Jessie needed something, she just had to call Linda and it'd get done. And actually, that happened a couple times, And I appreciate very much. I knew that you and Mark were there, and as such, we had this done for you from the AFN Afghanistan. It is a flag flown over Afghanistan on the 4th of July in 2008. And from my family and from the American Forces Network Afghanistan, thank you very much for everything that you and Mark have done.
It's not very often that I'm speechless. I think it's never. Thank you so much. And just to be honored for doing the right thing is just overwhelming. And I just want to thank you so much. You guys are special to us. The military are so special to us. And this means so much to me. And this is going to go right in the office and it'll be hung up by tomorrow. I can assure you that. This is so special to me. I tell you, I just absolutely love it. I want to thank you so, so much. Tom, we love you. We love your wife. And going and rounding up baked goods and cookies and sending them to you and making sure that Jessie was taken care of, that was the least we can do because it's what you do. It's what you do for us that we really appreciate. And so that was the least we can do. So let's give him a round of applause. That's what I came up here for. I was so delighted to go to Tallahassee this year and see this award being given, and I am even more delighted to come here this evening and give it. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the Dr. Robert B. Ingram Award. Dr. Robert Ingram was a school board member and a full professor and assistant for urban affairs at Florida Memorial University. He was the former mayor of Opa-locka and the former president of the National Congress of Black Mayors. He chaired the 500 Role Models of Excellence program and served on the Value Adjustment Board. Evidencing a strong ability to work within complex organizations, Dr. Ingram was a positive force in fostering positive race relations, becoming the first African-American police officer to be assigned to the all-white section of downtown Miami. Dr. Ingram was the first African-American police officer to retire from the Miami Police Department and become chief of an urban police department in the city of Opa-locka. And he was the first African-American city manager of South Miami, Florida. Possessing a demonstrated ability to maintain and strengthen relationships with a wide range of constituencies, Dr. Ingram was appointed by Governor Childs to the Martin Luther King Jr. Institute of Nonviolence, where he served as chair. A heritage community servant, Dr. Ingram was a recipient of over 500 awards. And regretfully, Dr. Ingram passed away this September of 2007. So the Miami County League of Cities named the Diversity Award after Dr. Ingram, and I am so proud, and more than proud to say, that at the 2009 Miami County Days Luncheon held earlier this month in Tallahassee, Councilwoman Wendy Lobos and Councilwoman Nancy Sierra were given this award. Let's give them a hand. The Dr. Robert D. Ingram Diversity Award is given to exceptional individuals, and they are, who are contributing to their community in a positive way, who come from different backgrounds, and they are also recognized for being the first in their own fields or positions of office. Councilwoman Lobos and Sierra were recognized for their service and for being the first Hispanic councilwoman for the city of Homestead. Congratulations to them both.
Thank you, Annabelle. I just want to share some thoughts with you. I realized I saw this on the agenda tonight, but it would be the first time that I would be able to speak to what I'm planning for here tonight. We can't afford to reflect too much because we're working so hard. I have to say that during the entire campaign season, not once did I ever say, well, after the first Hispanic anything, it wasn't until I got around that I was able to kind of relish in the moment of what it was after I went election. And as I was reflecting back, I thought it was at Mary Sanders Elementary School that was presenting certificates, and the kids were asking to take pictures with me. There was a group of Spanish girls, and they were so excited. So I went over and greeted them, and I recognized at that moment that not only did they see themselves in me, but I saw myself in them, and I was putting it on with them to understand the impact of, even as a councilman, at the management of the total politically, but even at this position, to be able to impact the community in that way. And so I'm very honored and feel very special to have received this award.
It's very interesting because right after we were elected, the first Hispanic females, I had absolutely no clue. It never dawned on me. I was campaigning to represent the citizens of Homestead, all of the citizens of Homestead, no matter what background or what gender. So it never dawned on me that, yeah, I was doing something for the first time, and it's great. And to share it with Councilman Nobles is fabulous. But there are a couple of other people in our city that Councilman Nobles and I would like to share this award with. Many times, people that are not in a political position don't get recognized for being the first. And we would like to take this opportunity to share this award with 4 very special women in our city. The very first person would be Ms. Sheree Kamali, is the first female Director of Development Services. Ms. Kamali? Is that here? She was.
Mayor, council members, unfortunately, she has an emergency with her daughter, so she had to go.
Oh, I thought I had seen her. Okay, thank you. The second person is Ms. Barbara Quinones, which is the first female Director of Electric Utilities.
Thank you. I would like to announce that Ms. Sheila Shea is the first Haitian American female in City Council of the City of Homestead. Ms. Sheila. And last but not least, Captain Angela Washington, who became my first female police captain and also first vice commander. Come on up, Captain Washington. Right, Councilman Sarah said they didn't know how we're going to do this. But I want to thank you ladies for sharing with diversity and as well as not only part of me, but just to see the quality of men that are throughout the city, and each of you speak volumes for each of the positions that we work with throughout the city. Thank you. I just want to comment. This just shows you how beautifully diverse. Always said not only beautifully diverse, but naturally. This city is so naturally diverse. And when people come into our city, they are so pleasantly surprised at how naturally diverse this community is. Now, you just take a look at us on council, take a look at our manager staff, take a look at us. I mean, we are just so beautifully diverse, and we love it. Thank you so much. Water Conservation Month, and we have a proclamation presentation to the South Florida Water Management District. Whereas water is a basic and essential need of every living creature in the state of Florida, water management districts and the city of Homestead are working together to increase awareness about the importance of water conservation. The city of Homestead, Miami-Dade County, and the state of Florida has designated April, typically a dry month when water demands are most acute, Florida's Water Conservation Month to educate citizens about how they can help save Florida's precious water resources. And the city of Homestead has always encouraged and supported water conservation through various educational programs and special events. And every business, industry, school, and citizen can make a difference when it comes to conserving water. And whereas every business, industry, school, and citizen can help by saving water and thus promote a healthy economy and community. Now therefore, I, Linda Brown, the mayor of the city of Homestead, Florida, do hereby proclaim the month of April as Water Conservation Month in Homestead, and the city of Homestead is calling upon each citizen and business to help protect our precious resource by practicing water-saving measures and becoming more aware of the needs to save water. Please join me in recognizing this. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council, Mr. Attorney, Mr. Manager. As we've seen recently, this has been a very dry season. It's the third driest that we've had since we've been keeping records. And in order to have a sustainable future, water conservation is essential. And I thank you on behalf of the district for adopting April as Water Conservation Month. Thank you.
Pleasure.
The next proclamation we have is the Public Service Recognition Week. And we have Americans are served every single day by public servants at the federal, state, county, and city levels. And these unsung heroes do the work that keeps our nation working. Public employees take not only jobs, but they take oaths as well. And whereas many public servants, including our military personnel, police officers, firefighters, teachers, border officers, embassy employees, healthcare professionals, social workers, laborers, and others, they risk their lives each day in the service of the people of the United States and around the world. Public servants are represented in countless occupations and provide the daily diverse services demanded by the American people with efficiency and integrity. And whereas without these public servants at every level, community would be impossible in a democracy that regularly changes its leaders and elected officials, and whereas we honor and recognize the outstanding work of all public servants in the city of Homestead. Now therefore, Linda Brown, the mayor of the city of Homestead, Florida, to hereby proclaim the week of May 4th through the 10th, 2009 as Public Service Recognition Week in Homestead. Thank you to all of our public servants. We now have performance by the Airbase Elementary School, the Coquille Dancers, with Miss Gloria Soto's class, kindergarten class, and Councilwoman Nazi Sierra.
Well, I'm not performing, Mayor. Thank you very much. I wanted to thank Ms. Solis for bringing her students. The mayor and I were at the 50th anniversary of Airbase Elementary, and we saw several performances by the students. They're doing such a beautiful job at Airbase, and we really wanted to bring at least one of the performances here for you this evening. For those of you that may not be aware, the coquille is a frog, a very small frog that is found in Puerto Rico, and that's what the hats and the greenery is all about.
Amen.
They know how to shake it up. Get your picture taken. Yes. I laughed so hard I started crying.
There's a saying that says you'll never compete with animals or children, and this is exactly why. Let's give them another round of applause. Councilman Sierra, thank you so much for bringing them. We got to see them when we went to the 50th anniversary of Air Base and a few other events that we've been out there, but it's just fabulous. It's a wonderful, wonderful school, so thank you, Councilwoman Sierra. Thank you, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. Next item, Teacher of the Year presentation to Ms. Patricia Faircloth, Air Base Elementary School, and Councilwoman Sierra. That was so cute. It's not here. While we're getting this proclamation, I wanted to say a few words about Patricia Faircloth. She is definitely the type of teacher I wish I would have met as a student. Walking into her classroom, it's a really away from what any other classroom is like. She's absolutely loved and adored by her children. She's absolutely appreciated and really appreciated by her principal and her colleagues at her school. And I'm just going to let you go ahead and say a few words while they're getting that for you. Thank you, Councilwoman Sierra. Mayor Bell, Council City Manager, my Air Base family, my students, current, former, and future, and to all of you in your respective places. It is truly humbling to have been chosen out of over 300 to represent the Miami-Dade County Public School System. It was an extremely grueling process, but rewarding, needless to say. I'm a firm believer in you have to invest in your community because the kids can in turn reinvest in that community. It truly took a village to raise this child. Therefore, it is incumbent upon me to reciprocate the generosity that was extended to me when I was a young girl growing up in the Southwest. So, with that said, I would like to contribute a portion of my earnings as Teacher of the Year to the City of Homestead to support the Southwest Advisory Scholarship Committee. That's the least that I can do. And if there's anything else I can do, please don't hesitate to contact me. Councilman McCormick, okay, I was saying, Councilman McCormick, you need to go up there. He thought he knew exactly. Wow.
As many of you know, the Southwest Advisory Committee has developed a scholarship fund for the deserving seniors in the Southwest area and also the other encompassing areas of Homestead. And this $500 donation is one of the scholarships. It's $400 or $500 scholarships to help seniors that's going off for their first year of school to help with some initial expenses as far as books and tuition. So thank you to Ms. Fairclough, my wonderful fiance, for this. For a portion of this, the scholarship fund that we're collecting. And also, while I'm up here, I was going to do it later, but I might as well do it now. Today is Patricia's birthday, so I'd like to say happy birthday to you. And also, I really do appreciate everything that you do for the City of Homestead as far as on the Education Committee and what you're doing to help us with the Southwest Advisory Committee scholarship. So thank you.
With pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for pushing. We'll have to get that for you, sorry.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman Sierra. And congratulations. Again. Next, Amber Wood's donation to Mayor's Youth Council for the Get Hype event with Vice Mayor Burgess.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. It's with great honor we saw these young kids here tonight from kindergarten on up, and now we've got a high schooler here that's giving back to the community and to the city again tonight. Amber came as a lone wolf when we were redoing the Mayor's Youth Council and has stepped up and taken a leadership role in it, and I've been very thankful and appreciative of all that she's done. She came to me last year when we were getting going with a program that she wanted to do to help all students here in the community called Get Hype, and I'll let her explain that a little more, but it's to bring in the nonprofit organizations and give them an ability to reach out to the children where they can come and get their hours that they need for graduation and stuff. So I'll let Amber talk a little more about that, and thank you very much.
Okay. As winner of the Sir Optimus International Homestead Community Service Essay Contest, I was awarded a check for $500, and I would like this check to be used as seed money for the second annual Get Hype event. Get Hype stands for Greater Empowerment through helping young people engage, and it is the Mayor's Youth Council Fall Project. It is, the purpose of the project is to create community service opportunities for teenagers, and it also helps nonprofit organizations promote their issues, and it provides a stage for teenager bands. We're planning on having this event in September at the Harrisfield Pavilion. And any nonprofit organizations or bands who would like to participate can contact Vice Mayor Burgess' office at 305-224-4447. And it is with great pleasure that I present this check to Vice Mayor Burgess.
Thank you. Thank you, Amber, and we will take this money and stay up here, and put it towards our fall program that we're going to have and make this a bigger and better and grow it every year, and hopefully you'll get some more money for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor. Amber, thank you very much. We now have a financial statement presentation with Jerry Chiocca from Racklin & Cohen & Holtz and Councilwoman Lobos.
Mr. Chiocca, I got off before the round fireworks began. Last week, couldn't help myself, I'm sorry. We had to have something very serious. The audit financial statements for the City of Homestead were presented to us last week, and some of the highlights of the presentation, which you had an opportunity to present to everyone, the council members, the mayor, and last mayor, is that the city is in very good condition, and the thing that we had in the financial statements was that the city manager's office is really being very proactive in anticipating any circumstances and decreasing revenue that will be happening over the next couple of years to step up with those amounts that passed last year. So I was doing anything right now with my presentation, but I was making again, but we have such a professional job, and the presentations are just so thorough, as thorough as we can do within an hour, for us to get the overall picture. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. We
we talk fast. Usually that's the way it goes. Thank you, good evening. Madam Mayor, Council, Mr. City Manager, Mr. City Manager, Chair of the America. As I mentioned, I did give a presentation individually to all the councilmen and councilwomen. So I'm going to do just a summary. To summarize the city of the financial sheet. As an authorization of unqualified or clear opinion, which says the information contained in the financial statements presents fair and monetary respects the financial position of the city of Homestead as of September 30th. I'll give you just some of the highlights. As an example, the statement of net assets on page 16. There are three categories of net assets. Investment capital assets, that's your buildings, police cars, important real estate plants, electrical plants, etc. Your restricted net assets for debt service and capital improvement, and unrestricted. Those three categories all have positive numbers, which goes to show how strong financial position you have. As for example, unrestricted $25 million in unrestricted net assets. As of September, we have down cash and cash equivalents and investments, indicating that you have a positive cash flow. As to the budget, as another example, you end up being positive to a budget. You budgeted the use of $2.5 million of the prior year's fund balance. You did not have to use that amount, but still ended up just over $2 million of positive balance in the budget to actual revenues and expenditures. Again, in a very strong position. One of the things that the Government Financial Officers Association of the United States and Canada makes look for is how much or what your ratio is expenditures to cash. Our expenditure rate is about 25% or 24 months of cash. Here we have about 5 months of cash again, showing the strong positive situation that you're in. We also compare your city with other cities in our place. So cities population says 5, and it's a favorable or unfavorable yes or no kind of situation. And we come out favorable of 12 out of the 16 categories. So again, once again, we're showing very positive information. As to the component section of the 2 ratios required by government lending standards, as to the internal control of financial statements, as well as the management cost proposed in general. In both instances, I have no comments that I filed to the council members that day. The investments are in accordance with the Florida statutes. There is no financial condition, deteriorating financial condition, or anything like that. However, as I mentioned, there's a lot of changes coming for the next couple of years from the state, and you all have heard about it. The situation we have here is that the city of Homestead's financial position lends itself to be running to those challenges that are coming up. It's going to be hard, I'm not saying it's going to be an easy situation, but we're very proactive, as I mentioned. You look ahead to what's going on as an example. If somebody leaves, we have an issue to move on to some of that position. We have to decide on that position can be allocated the duties and responsibilities to another individual. We need to have a backup at that level. So those are just the subtle things that you don't see right at the top. This is the way the council's boss, the manager's office, is proactive on what's happening. So when I say to you guys, I'm saying we have a financial position. When I'm trying to learn financial stuff, I think you're in a position to make those happen. I want to thank the council, Joanna, staff, Joanna, let's see if she's right here, she's right here. Joanna, staff, Christie's, council, and this meeting, as always, is very nice that we put much questions as we talk to all the years. Any questions? I'm really happy to respond to any.
Thank you very much, and thank you for sitting with each and every one of us, and we are very pleased with our audit report and the status of our audit, and it just goes to show that our manager is doing an excellent job, along with our finance department, along with our Councilwoman Lobos, and the city has been tightening its belt for quite a while, and to be prepared for what's going to happen in the next coming, not only in the next coming couple of years, but the next year itself. So I thank you very much. Mr. Manager, you have any comments?
Madam Chair, Mayor, council members, I also want to take this opportunity to thank Jerry and his team for always being proactive and doing an outstanding job for the city of Homestead. The city for several years have a relationship with Jerry in particular and his team. And of course, I always like to tell him we took Jan away from him. He doesn't like that, but we took her away from him. But the relationship we have is we don't wait until something happens for the auditors to come and catch or find something wrong. If we have any doubt, we always pick up the phone and talk to him, and he guides us in the right direction, and vice versa. So I want to take this opportunity to say thank you, Jerry. My best regards to all of your team.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shahada. Mayor Bowden, need a motion to accept the audited financial statements?
I'll entertain a motion to accept the audited financial statements.
I'll move it.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any comments or questions for Mr. Chioco or on the audited financial statements? Thank you very much. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes carry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Next is the City of Homestead runner-up in the American Water Works Association Annual Water Taste Contest, Councilwoman Lobos.
Thank you, Madam Brown. As Chair of the Enterprise Funds, I would like to recognize a recent contest that the Public Works participated in, and as Mr. Miller, the Director of Public Works, comes out, I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's the American Water Works Association Annual Water Taste Contest. Region 7 of the Florida American Water Works Association held its 2009 Best Tasting Drinking Water Contest on Thursday, March 19, 2009. The participating cities were Florida City Water and Sewer, Florida Keys Academic Water, Miami Dade Water and Sewer Department, City of North Miami Beach Public Services Department, City of North Miami Public Works, and the City of Homestead Public Works. And the publishers for the contest, the judge Sickler and the judge that tasted the water. And this year, for the first time in the past 6 years that we participated, we came up and did it up. So, for this year, so Mr. Mayor, I would like to present you his prize from the American Water Works Association for the 2009 Best Tasting Drinking Water Contest runner-up.
Well, I would like Councilman Lobos, Mr. Boyer, and all members of the audience to look this way, and I want you to see what your council is drinking. Before I became mayor, we all had bottled water up here, and I said, no, we're going to drink Homestead water, because Homestead water is the best water. I just protest the first runner-up, and I know that next year will be first, because I do think we have the best drinking water around, so cheers. Cheers to the City Council for our water. Thank you very much. Hear, hear. Thank you very much. Now we have a Seminole Theater update with Frank May and Councilwoman Goldman.
No, not yet. The city funds 3 nonprofits within the city from the CRA. The 2 major recipients of those funds are Art South, who received $60,000 per year, and they gave a report last month, and Seminole Theater, which receives $40,000 per year. And so I present you Mr. Frank May, President of the Seminole Theater Board.
Thank you, Mrs. Goldman. Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, Mr. Manager, Mr. Attorney, Madam Clerk. Good evening, my name is Frank May, President of the Seminole Theater Group. The Seminole Theater Group is now in the final phases of the major construction of the theater's new support buildings. The original main stage theater, which was built in 1921 as a standalone theater, is now surrounded on 3 sides by 3 new support buildings. More than 950 yards of concrete have been poured, more than 25,000 blocks have been placed, and more than 60 tons of rebar have been placed over the last 6 months. In addition, the orchestra theaters, offstage, and major productions. The Cinema Theater Group has more than doubled the square footage of the City of Homestead's original historic main stage theater. Our funding for this phase of construction is from 5 Miami-Dade County grants, $1 million of which was spearheaded by Councilman Jimmy Wellman. Thank you, Mrs. Wellman. And the generosity of County Commissioner Peter Sanderson. I also want to thank our board of directors. Some of whom have made major private donations to the project as well. The new life building, an 86-square-foot structure, was built to contain heavy air conditioning and electrical equipment, concession areas, and storage spaces. The new south building, and if you go to the west side of the building, which you can really see this, you really can't see it from the street or from Corner Avenue. The 8,000-square-foot structure was built to house children's education programs, rehearsal spaces, main stage, restrooms, elevators for the resident and bathroom areas, and offices. Finally, a new 62-foot fly tower is being built to the west and is nearly completed. 2 major general contractors are working on separate areas of the theater. The use of 2 contractors was necessary to fast-track the construction. Normally, only 1 general contractor is used, but in our case, time was of the essence. Planning for the buildings required more than 6 months to complete as a result of the complexities of the various structures. Our very capable owners representative, an engineer, facilitates the coordination and sequencing of the construction between the 2 contractors. I have found that this was extremely important. I have 2 separate contractors working on site, and there has to be coordination, for example, in utilities and drainage between the contractors on the south and north buildings. The grandfather of Jim Harris, the south building's general contractor, built the original Cinema Theater, adding a footnote to the historic nature of the project. Massard Construction, the contractor for the new north building expansion and flat tower, is most conversant with the complexities of demolishing the theater's west wall, excavating the building, and building the office duplex, constructing the fly tower, and connecting the north building's extension to the fly tower. The bottom line is these phases of the project are being extremely well managed. Extensive time and money were expended on the relocation of site utilities by the Cinema Theater and by the City of Homestead. And I want to thank Manager Shahara for assisting us in this regard. Water and sewer utilities were relocated by the Cinema Theater Group from the new south building to Long Drive to connect the new south building to water and sewer systems. Then, electrical power lines were relocated by the City of Homestead to ground-based transformers, and one utility pole was removed from the area. And it means the relocation of the stage house to the west and the construction of the flat tower. Fiber optic cables were also relocated. Finally, a new grease trap was built for the restaurant and club immediately south of the theater complex. In addition to the new buildings, the front entrance of the theater will be renovated within many days to make it completely ADA compliant. The street side flower boxes will be demolished and replaced with the current red brick upgrade. Drainage in the front entrance will be enhanced, and the curbs will be removed to permit physically disabled patrons to enter the theater unhindered. Once this construction phase is complete in about 3 months, nearly $4.3 million of funding will have been expended on the theater. Once the theater is eventually completed in 2010, it will be a full-scale performing arts complex designed and built to present a broad range of cultural productions. Our esteemed auditors have completed their examination of our 2008 financial statements, and we have received the clean bill of health. Our booking and monthly financial statements are performed and presented by Jim Pierce, a local certified public accountant. I want to publicly thank Mr. Pierce for his support and effort. Insofar as programming is concerned, we have initiated program development with our projected opening date of the 4th quarter of 2010. We are developing a full array of theater, music, film, and dance programs for our broad base of South Florida patrons. Only a full-scale performing arts complex, such as the Cinema Theater, can produce the type of events that we are developing. Insofar as prospective funding is concerned, I have engaged a prominent Tallahassee grant writer to assist the board in raising funds for the project. Our grant
is pursuing some promising and realistic targets for the city of Detroit. In conclusion, Brown was not built in a day. It took 25 years for the downtown area of 29 to go from concept to completion. 20 years for the Cutler Bay facility for the same process. In the process of improving rehabilitation and construction, we have doubled its size and 30 buildings. Once the city of Detroit is completed, it will change the cultural and economic landscape of Homestead for the better. Homestead residents will have immediate access to a full range of cultural events presented in a historic venue. Thousands of patrons will energize the economy of downtown. We are on track and hope to complete the theater in the last quarter of 2010. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. That was a great report. And I have to tell you, I was just down and we had music in the park this past Saturday night. Yeah. And invariably, and it's just the music in the park is going great, but invariably somebody is going to ask me when I'm circulating amongst the people, when is this going to get finished? So now I can tell them it's going to be done by 2010.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I'm going to tell them that. We'll take it to the bank, right?
Yeah,
okay. Thank you. I will now entertain a motion to approve the March 9, 2009 special call minutes. Actually, consent agenda. Sorry. I'll now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. It's been properly moved and seconded. Any comments or questions on the consent agenda? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes carry. Thank you. Public hearings?
Please be advised that the following items on the agenda are quasi-judicial in nature. If you wish to comment on these items, please indicate the item number you'd like to address when the announcement regarding the quasi-judicial item is made. An opportunity for persons to speak on each item will be made available after the applicant and staff have made their presentations. All testimony, including public testimony and evidence, will be made under oath or affirmation. Additionally, each person who gives testimony may be subject to cross-examination. If you now wish either to be cross-examined or sworn, your testimony will be given its due weight. The general public will not be permitted to cross-examine witnesses, but the public may request the counsel to ask questions of staff or witnesses on their behalf. The full agenda packet on each item is hereby entered into the record. Persons representing organizations must present evidence of their authority to speak for the organization. Further details of the quasi-judicial procedures may be obtained from the clerk. In accordance with Code Section 2591, any lobbyist must register before addressing the council on any of the following items. At this time, council members must disclose any ex parte communications concerning any items on the agenda. At this time, the clerk will please swear in any persons who wish to testify on any quasi-judicial item.
Please stand and raise your right hand. I state your name. Hereby swear or affirm that the information I present shall be the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you.
Tab 18 is the second reading of an ordinance in the city of Homestead, Florida, considering the request of Roberta Burrows and Donna Crouch for a rezoning from single-family residential R1 to multiple apartment district R3 to restricted retail commercial district B1 for property located at 25 Northeast 12th Street, as legally described in Exhibit A and providing for an effective date. This is second reading.
I'll entertain a motion for approval. So moved.
Second.
The item has been properly moved and seconded. I will now open the public hearing. Are there any questions or comments for staff on this? This is a second reading. We have discussed this thoroughly. This is a future bed and breakfast.
No additional comments, Mayor.
No additional comments. Are there any comments or questions from council members for the applicant or the staff? Any comments from the public? This is a public hearing. Thank you very much. We'll now close the public hearing. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman McCormick?
Yes.
Councilman Nelson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sierra?
Yes.
Councilwoman Baldwin?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bridges?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lopez?
Yes.
Mayor Bell?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Moving on to tab 19 is a resolution of the City of Homestead, Florida, granting site plan approval for an 800-square-foot expansion to an existing structure to provide a total of 1,784 square feet of building area on site located at 2850 North Canal Drive, as legally described in Exhibit A and providing for an effective date.
I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second it.
The item has been properly moved and seconded. This is a public hearing. Is there a staff report on this item? Again, this is a second reading.
Yes, ma'am. Larry Tays, Planning Associate, City of Homestead. This is an existing structure of approximately 900 square feet. Apparently, business has been good. I need to expand on the facility to 800 square feet. The integrity of the building and the facade is unimposing and fits well with the surrounding neighborhood. It's part of the DRI and is properly zoned for the use that they're looking to expand on.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ortiz.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any comments or questions from council for Mr. Ortiz? This is a public hearing. Any comments or questions from members of the public? We'll now close the public hearing. Thank you very much. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Nelson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sierra?
Yes.
Councilwoman Baldwin? Yes. Vice Mayor Bridges?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lobos? Yes. Councilman McCormick?
Yes.
Mayor Bell?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Moving on to tab 20. Tab 20 is a resolution of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving a special exception requested by Roberta Burrows and Donna Crouch to permit a bed and breakfast in B&B use within a restricted retail commercial district B1 located at 25 Northeast 12th Street as legally described in Exhibit A and providing for an effective date.
Second.
The item has been properly moved and seconded. This also relates to item A, tab 18. The item has been properly moved and seconded. Are there any comments or questions from council members for staff or the applicant? This is a public hearing. Are there any comments or questions from the members of the public? We'll now close the public hearing. Any final comments? Thank you. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Baldwin?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bridges?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lobos?
Yes.
Councilman McCormick?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sierra?
Yes.
Councilman Nelson?
Yes.
Mayor Bell?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Congratulations. Legislative.
This is the second reading of the ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending the City Code of Ordinances, the City Code to implement provisions of the city charters amended at the November 4, 2008 charter amendment election to conform existing city code provisions to the amended charter, amending Chapter 2, Administration of the City Code by creating Section 237, Councilmember Absences, amending Chapter 10, Elections, the City Code by amending Section 10-2, Time and Manner of Qualification Candidates, Section 10-13, Residency Requirements, Section 10-14, Filling Vacancy, 10-15, Commencement of Term of Elected Officials, 10-16, Procedure for Filling Vacancies of the City Council to conform the existing City Code provisions to the amended charter, amending Section 10-12, Bond for Placing Posters, conform with sign code provisions, amending 10-17, City Charter Amendments to update County Charter reference, amending 10-12, Bond, to update county, providing for severability, inclusion in the code, and an effective date.
I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Seconded.
The item has been properly moved and seconded. This is a result of the vote in last November on the charter amendments that were approved, and this is the resulting ordinances as resulting from the vote.
And I just want to tell you that
Yes.
we did on second reading add one little section dealing with the bond for city sign code, and I wanted to point that out. It's just to make it conform with our the bond requirements in our existing sign code, but I did want to point that out to you that we did change it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Weiss. Are there any comments or questions from members of the council for staff on this item?
Mayor Bell?
Councilwoman Waldman.
Yes, I just wanted to say that I did vote no on this before. The only reason I'm voting no on it again tonight is because I just felt that it would have been more clear had we had that one sentence included giving the council the right to interview, and I realize that you did that, Mayor Bell, but just for future, that's my stand, so thank you.
Thank you. And of course, I want to put on the record that council has the right by sunshine, by Florida law, to interview any candidate, so they have that right. So I just want to put that on the record as well. Thank you, Councilman Waldman.
Thank you.
This is a public hearing. Are there any comments or questions from members of the public? Thank you very much. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Bridges?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lobos?
Yes.
Councilman McCormick?
Yes.
Councilman Nelson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sierra?
Yes.
Councilwoman Baldwin?
No.
Mayor Bell?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item.
Tab 22 is an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending the city's fiscal year budget commencing October 1st, 2008 and ending September 30th, 2009 by increasing both the revenue and expenditure budget by $4,430,159, providing for severability and effective date.
So moved, Mayor.
Second. The item has been properly moved and seconded. Are there any comments or questions from members of council for staff? This is a public hearing. Any comments or questions from the public on this item? I would like to state that a good majority of these funds that are being moved are to be appropriated for the lake restoration as required as a result of the over-digging by the Redland Company that goes back a few years. So this is a result of that. We're still dealing with that. So, and we will recoup that in the lawsuit. So just wanted to put that out there. Any comments or questions from council? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Lobos?
Yes.
Councilman McCormick?
Yes.
Councilman Nelson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sierra?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wagner?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Burgess?
Yes.
Mayor Bell?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next item? No, that's it. That's right, with deferrals. Very good. We'll now open up the floor for public comments. Any member of the public that would like to come forward, please come, state your name for the record. We're now closing the floor for public comments. Thank you very much. Business from the city manager.
Mayor, council members, I just have a few items to announce. You'll be seeing some cleaning and some work on the medians on Campbell Drive and US 1. The Parks and Recreation Department is upgrading the medians and the planting and also cleaning the medians. So it's a facelift for these two major roads. The Customer Service Department is going to be reducing the drive-through days. We are going to be closing Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we will be open the rest of the days, not including weekends. Also, just to tell you about the egg hunt, it was a very successful event. It's my understanding from Robert there were in excess of 400 children that came to the event, and of course they collected 10,000 eggs. Also, the Parks and Recreation Department had a very successful health and wellness fair at Michael Williams Community Center. It was first-class event. We had people participating from all walks of life there, from vendors and health-related industries. Marcy, HR, you guys did an outstanding job. Thank you very much. We had in excess of 100 employees come there. And of course, they want me to say, since they started the program, we employees lost 600 pounds. And the program is going to start all over again in May.
By the way, I want a confirmation from Ms. Heath if that's some of the 600, are those some have lost and then gained it back and then lost it again? I know one person, that's why I threw that out there.
I can tell you none of the 600 came from me, so. I know I gave you an update in the COW meeting about the skate park. I know the kids will be excited about this, but we are going to build a skate park at Harris Field. Robert Land is in the process of moving forward. You authorized me last time up to $6,000 to finish the service there and have the contractor bring it and install it, so we are moving forward with the process. Also, the Miami Herald had a special section this weekend about going green, and our City Hall was featured in the publication.
Are you going to tell them about the $500,000+ for the LEED certification that looks like we're going to be getting?
We're getting about $140,000 through the electric department for energy saving and related energy issues. And I know Barbara's also pursuing another grant, and there is a great potential we're going to get money there. Of course, one of the things we lobbied for when we went to Washington was $1 million to construct City Hall to go towards LEED certification. It's designed to go that way, and I can tell you when we did the design, it was done based on dollars and cents, and the program, there's a cost for the program up front, but it pays back in 5 years, and then thereafter it's going to be just saving to the citizens. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Manager. That's good news. Councilwoman Sierra?
Thank you, Mary Bell. I am going to be brief this evening. I did want to share with the council and you, Mayor, as per your direction in our last CAL meeting, I did take a good look at the 3 committees that I am responsible for and had some meetings with Assistant City Manager and some other members from City Hall. And in determining, believe that the Education Committee will continue to meet on a monthly basis. Specifically, right now, we're in the process of rewriting the compact. I will have a more complete report on the Tourism Committee, as you will be mentioning the Tourism Committee later on in this section. And the Marketing Committee and Public Relations that I work with Ms. Lillian Delgado, we just meet on an as-need basis. So, per your direction, I've already taken a very good look at my 3 committees, tried to figure out which ones needed to continue meeting monthly and which ones we can cut back on. I will have a more complete report on the Tourism Committee for next month.
Thank you.
Went to the Career Day today at the Charter School, Waterstone. I know, Mayor, you were there before me, but I got kindergarten through 3rd grade students, and one of their questions was, how hard was it to work with the mayor? Another question was, how did I find time to spend with my family, and if I lived in City Hall? Now, these are the questions that kindergartners through 3rd grade will ask. It was just absolutely amazing, the much deeper questions that I got asked by the students. If I wasn't elected as a councilwoman, what would I be doing right now? You know, these children really understand what's going on in the world around them, and it's amazing to be a part of that. And I had one student come up to me when I referred to Mayor Bell, you know, our mayor, yes, she. And he goes, she? She's a woman? Yes, she is a woman. And he goes, a young woman. I said, yes, I am. And he's like, wow, women are leading our city. It was kind of interesting for a little boy to do that. And my little girl sitting next to him said, yeah, women can do it. But it was great. Another thing that I had an opportunity to, you know, we have such great schools in our city, and they're just getting better and better. This last week, I also had an opportunity to give out some awards at a science fair. Now, science fairs, for those of you that are parents, you know what it is to do a science project. But have you ever had your kindergartner, 1st grade, and 2nd grader do a science project? Well, Ms. Suarez from Somerset Arts Conservatory at City Church did. And the samples of the science projects that you see up front here is the work of her kindergarten, 1st grade, and 2nd grade students. Wow. They did really good work, and when you would ask them about their project, you can tell that the students did do their project. It was not just mom and dad doing it for them. So it was very wonderful to be a part of that, and I thank you very much for having invited me to be a part of that. Another thing is I just...
Councilwoman Sierra, I'm still waiting on the answer of if it's easy to work with the mayor.
City manager. I said, well, yes, absolutely. I just wanted, now that I'm on Somerset, thank you. Somerset is having their art show this Thursday at the City Arts Conservatory, Thursday, April 23rd from 6 to 7 p.m. at City Church. One last thing, I won't get tired of thanking you, City Manager, as well as all the wonderful directors that we have. It doesn't matter how many emails I get from different people in the community with different situations. As soon as I forward the information, things get resolved immediately. And I want to thank you and thank all of them. Julio, you know, you make me look great, because as soon as I forward something to you, you're right on top of it, and I want to thank you very much for that. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Councilwoman Waldman.
Thank you, Mayor. It seems like forever since we've been here, so I have to go back to Relay for Life. It was held on March 27th, and I really want to thank the Homestead Hospital for once again embracing this event. Jill White and I co-chair it, And the hospital has once again pledged to be the major sponsor for next year. And it's such a wonderful experience to be at the hospital in the nice paved parking lot rather than in the dirty field that we used to, tramp around in and have to throw our clothes away when we got home. But we made over $40,000, and that's a lot of money in today's time. And I want to thank the entire community. I want to thank the city team. I know you worked really, really hard, and Mayor, I think we should honor them soon at a council meeting, if that's all right with you.
Absolutely.
It was just such a rewarding experience as I walked as a survivor. Many of you walked with me, but it was just it's something that I look forward to every year. So you'll see us back again next March. So put it on your calendar. Excuse me. I attended several meetings. I'm not going to go into all of them. One fun thing that I do every year is the Youth Fishing Foundation, and Dr. Porco heads that, so that's such a wonderful organization. They give so many fishing poles, I don't remember the number now, but to children and teach them how to fish. Teach them how to fish, keep them out of trouble. But most of all, there are two things I want to talk about. I'd like to thank all of you who have supported for a better name, Judy's Closet, with donations of slightly used clothing. It's just been remarkable because we haven't even done a press release yet, and it's just remarkable. I want to thank Pat Millerson because we're running out of room, so she's donated a room in her building for our excess storage. We do need hangers and racks and materials to build more shelves and clothes racks for the clothes. Maria Garza, the executive director of the South 8 Skills Center, she will be distributing the clothes, and she's going to make sure that they go to some very well-deserving men and women who are going out into the workforce, and they'll know that they'll have an interview suit or an interview dress to go out and seek employment opportunities. The address for the South 8 Skills Center is 28300 Southwest 152nd Avenue in Leisure City. Their phone number is 305-245-5865. And of course, you can always call me. We've had volunteers I have volunteers that will even go out and pick up the clothes. And we have one lady in Kendall, she has a whole, she said a room full of clothes that she wants to donate. So we have a pickup team going up and getting to pick that up this week. So if you can't take them, don't worry, we'll come pick them up. So if you haven't started cleaning your closets, it's springtime, so I think you should do that and give us a call, and we'll make sure that they get to a good go for a good cause. Also, I've had an overwhelming amount of phone calls about children's clothes. And at first we weren't going to do that, but now we are going to collect children's clothes as well. So we'll make sure that they go to some deserving organizations that can distribute them the way they should be. Next thing that I would like to talk about is our first Greenway, it's going to be the first annual Greenway Bike Festival, and it's going to be May 16th and 17th. All of you know, or maybe you don't know, that May is National Bicycling Month. So I've been working on this for quite a long time. We have 3 rides on Saturday. The first one is for the beginner, which is, I don't care how many years I've been riding, that would be the one that I would be on, because it is a 25-mile ride to Shapley Winery. And all the rides will start at Losner Park, and they will begin at 7:30 a.m. that morning. You have to register. You can contact me, and I'll guide you through the process of registering. But that's going to be a really nice ride. It's a 25-mile leisurely ride. The next one is for the intermediate cyclist, and that's a 41-mile RF Orchid ride. And so they'll be stopping at Fuchs Orchids for their little pit stop, and that will have a SAG truck monitoring it, so that if there's any medical needs or any problems with the bicycle. And for the very advanced, we have the Metric Century ride, which is a 62-mile ride to Chiquita Park and back. Now, that is an intermediate ride. All the rides are listed, and I have a brochure here tonight. If anybody wants it, I can give it to you. But on Sunday, it's just a friendly family ride, beginning at Biscayne National Park and ending at Biscayne National Park. So that's a non-supportive ride, but just a ride for fun. And Biscayne National Park has agreed to do breakfast for us that morning. So it should be a fun weekend, and I won't be at the next council meeting. I will be in Washington, but I wish everyone well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman. And you said the beginner one is 25 miles? That's the beginner one.
You can tell we had bicycle clubs helping us put this together.
10% of that would be like a beginner one for me, 2.5. Anyway, thank you very much. Vice Mayor Burgess?
Thank you, Mayor. I want to first start by thanking Robert, Omar, and the rest of the entire park staff. Great Easter egg hunt. I just can say, if you were an adult out in the middle of the eggs, you were not safe with the kids charging at you. And they scooped up everything they could and ran away with smiles. It was another great event by the Parks Department, so thank you to Robert and them. Thanks to Music in the Park, that was another good event Saturday night. Beautiful weather out there for it, and I think that's catching on and becoming quite a good item that we've added on here. Another great thing I did was attended the swearing in of Reserve Officer Gregory Green. You know, these guys come to work for us for $1 a year, and they do a lot for our community. So it was very good to go and see him get sworn in. That was my first chance of me getting to go see a swearing in of a police officer. So it was very good. And then on a bigger note, the mayor and I attended Brigadier General Binger's ceremony where he got his star pinned on his shoulders the other day, and that was quite an event to go out and see a general or a colonel being made up to a brigadier general. It chokes you up a little bit to see something like that and know somebody's excelled and done so many good things, and then hear the stories of what he's done. And there's one bad story where he didn't succeed in life, but I'll let him tell that story himself. And then just lastly, I want to thank the school board and some of their people for coming down last week. We had a meeting here last Wednesday. It was brought to my attention, and I asked for a meeting, and they came down. So I want to thank Dr. Larry Feldman, our school board member and representative for this area, Mr. Freddie Woodson, the deputy superintendent, Ms. Janet Hupp, a regional superintendent, I believe is the correct title, and I got to meet the new principal for the school out there, Ms. Gutierrez, who has been around Homestead before and all that, and they came down and listened. There was a lot of concern, with the name of what the school was going to be, and felt like there hadn't been proper input from some of the community. So they came down here out of the goodness of their heart, spent several hours with us, listened, and said that they would go back and reconvene and have another meeting on it and make their recommendation and made to the school board to be okayed. I believe they said May the 20th.
I think so.
I think is a date I remember off the top of my head. So we should have a new name for the school over there at Farm Life and Canal on May the 20th. And they will be having one meeting prior to that naming. I don't believe they've given us the exact date yet of when they're going to go through the recommendations yet. So I just want to say thank you to them. It's nice of them to come down here and notice that Homestead is here and do all that. For years, nobody ever would drive down here to see us, but we've got their attention now, and they're doing good things for us. So thank you to them. And that's all that I have, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor. And I want to let the public know, too, that Dr. Feldman has appointed me to serve on the committee, on the naming committee, so I will be going to that meeting as well. But thank you for your work and for coordinating that meeting. That was very, very good of you, John, and I think the meeting went very, very well. I think the public was satisfied that it was a public hearing. So thank you. And I want to thank Tim Craig as well, because Tim Craig did a really good job of notifying the residents, and he's right back there, and notifying residents and, emailing and forwarding, so they did a good job, and so it's good to hear from all the residents. So thank you for that. Councilman Lobos.
Thank you, Mayor Bell.
As you saw the presentation that happened today, the Finance Department has been very busy providing all of the items that the auditors needed in order to complete that report, and so I just want to congratulate them. One of the things that you always want an auditor to say is, as soon as I ask for the items, they provided them right away, because it's always a red flag if it takes you a little bit to provide them. So that was one of the comments that the auditor did make, and so I just want to congratulate you and thank you again for another season of a successful auditing season.
As a Main Street liaison, Mayor, I want to give an update. I've been attending the Chamber of Commerce Economic Development Committee, and one of the very exciting things that are happening for the past 2 months, in the past 2 meetings, they've been talking about a farmer's market coming down to downtown Homestead, and I'm very excited about it. They've done a lot of their homework. It looks like they're moving along quite well, and they've talked about having this farmer's market at Art South, and Art South has been very open to it, and we're discussing parking and some of the other things that go along with this. So hopefully, towards the end of the summer, you're going to see a very successful farmer's market coming to downtown Homestead. Another thing that I've been working on as a Main Street liaison and with the city manager's office is an update on the facade program, and I want to thank the council for being open to the workshop that we had last week. I think that those improvements are going to make that facade program better. And in talking with the Chamber of Commerce, we've been communicating with them to see if we can partner in the distribution, the PR, and just the overall running of this program. And so more to come. Look for that. As the Florida Municipal Electric Association board member, some of the things that Ms. Quinones and I have been talking about, smart grid funding. And I know that when I saw the title, I kind of went, what and why? There is money available to match 50-50 if you want to, if the city is interested in putting together a smart grid pilot program. Now, one of the very exciting things that stood out to me as part of the presentation that she made was that if we were to implement this within the city of Homestead, this would give the utility department the ability to isolate when we have outages, isolate the area in a very quickly, which in turn means that we would come back online in a very quick way. And so rather than just kind of guessing the area that the outage is in. So I'm looking forward to seeing if we can receive some of that funding to put your expertise to use. I know you know a lot of this, about this, and you're very excited about it. Also, there is some talk about implementing a Star Appliances rebate program. Right now, it's in the research phase. There's a lot of discussion as to what we have. Would we be able to implement a rebate program here within the city of Homestead? And so we're working on that, Mayor and Council, and again, more to come. Within the city code, Vice Mayor Burgess, I did receive the Art in Public Places proposed city code, and about 2 months ago, I started to work with my committee on that, and then it just kind of came to a halt. And I know that I haven't seen anything in writing, and nobody has given me an official report, but I would like it, Mr. Ortiz, if your department could give me an update, or somebody could give me an update to see whether we're going to proceed. I was excited to see it.
Councilman Lobos,
I was excited to see it, so.
I got 1 second, I'll give you a quick update. I spoke with James today. They had a big meeting last Thursday with some people from the West Coast and stuff to implement the program, and we're going to be moving forward with it with a few changes, but it should be coming back before you and then to us here shortly.
Thank you. Thank you, Vice Mayor. And that's all the work that I have to report on, Mayor Bell.
Thank you very much, Councilman Lobos. Good stuff. Councilman McCormick?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Bell. I have a couple of things to make mention of this evening. First, an update for the Southwest Advisory Scholarship Fund. As of now, we have a total of 8 scholarships that we have received. The deadline to submit your scholarship is, or your application rather, is this Friday. We're trying to get everything finalized so the subcommittee can make their recommendations, and we'll come before the council and do a vote on who submitted, and we'll have a presentation for the 4 recipients of the award. Once again, the scholarship fund was created by the Southwest Advisory Committee to better assist high school seniors in their first year off going to school. Like I said, with some initial expenses as far as tuition and books. And I know in today's economy it's kind of hard when you have some kind of assistance. It's still hard. So what we came up with was just another way to help the community with some ways or just some motivation to help go off to school. Also on May 4th at the FICA Williams Center, we have a registration drive for summer jobs from ages 14 to 21. And I think this is very beneficial to the city because it's only for the teenagers in the city of Homestead. So what it does is it creates the responsibility at a young age to get out and work and help with getting your own school clothes. And like I said, with today's economy, it'll be a benefit for the household, with the parents and struggling times. So this is also a big plus for the city. This will be held, like I said, May 4th. The time is from 4 to 7:30. Is at the FICA Williams Center. What you need to bring is your ID, Social Security card, just a proof of residency, and that's about it. And once you register, then the South Florida workforce will place you or take you through training, and you'll get placed at a job site. And this is very instrumental in today's what we're trying to do with today's youth, and get them out there working and get them off the streets. In the summertime, there's a lot going on. That's why a lot of negativity goes on. There's no school, so they're hanging out a little bit later. But like I say, this does the teachers a responsibility to go in at a decent time, get up in the morning, and go to work. So I'm really fond about this. And I have to say thank you to Councilwoman Lobos for her interest and her support with the Southwest. She went to a meeting and she gave me some information and some people to talk to, and that led us to where we're at right now with this event taking place on May 4th. So I have to say thank you to Councilwoman Lobos and once again for your support and your interest in the Southwest. That's all I have, Mayor Bill.
Thank you very much, Councilman McCormick. Councilman Nelson?
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank the Vice Mayor for mentioning the swearing in of the Reserve Officer Gregory Green a couple weeks ago. It's always great when we have the reservists come into our family, and that's what they're coming into as a family. And that was a great day when he was sworn in. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, I was on hand along with Council Member Wendy Lobos and the Mayor Bell when 67 reservists came back to Homestead. It was great. There was probably 150 to 200 residents out there, family members, and to see the folks getting off the bus and the family members running up, crying, hugging, and kissing. It's something that we don't understand, because we're not in that family. But when the community's out there supporting them when they come back is a great thing. And I would just like to welcome them back also and thank the mayor and Councilmember Lobos for being out there with me. Last Saturday was Music in the Park, and it was a great night, a great community event. The weather was perfect, like you said, John, and to see the mayor up there with her tambourine jamming for about 45 minutes was priceless. It was great. The band was the Mosquito Heads, and they were in awe on how good you were. I also would like to thank Omar Luna from the Parks and Recs Department. He gave me a tour today of the James Archer Smith Park, and I would suggest everybody get out there and look at it. It's going to be opening in a week or two, they told me, and it is beautiful. It is the lighting is going to be excellent. It's going to be a very safe park. It's got the dog park. It's got 2 dog parks, one for small dogs and big dogs. It's got a couple of pavilions that they're going to be able to lease out for weekend events for the residents in the area. And it's coming together. It's going to be a beautiful park. And a couple of upcoming events. Thursday night, the FDOT will be holding the Chrome Avenue Truck Bypass Advisory meeting at the Ag Center on 288th Street and 187th Avenue at 6 p.m. And then this Saturday is the Dade County Farm Bureau's 31st annual barbecue at the Maury Annex at the Florida City's Farmer Market from 6 to midnight. Thank you. That's about it.
Thank you very much. I have a lot of items under mine too, but I want to go ahead and start with the board committee opening announcements and discussion on the boards. The Tourism Committee, did you want to say anything more about Tourism Committee? You're just going to come back with recommendations?
Well, Mayor, we're going to come back with recommendations. We want to revisit to see if we're going to fill the current vacant seats or if we're going to change the ordinance for the committee to be a smaller committee. We're working on figuring out what is working best in other municipalities and try to emulate and do the best we can for our residents and our citizens here.
Good. Thank you very much. Also, there is an opening. I wanted to announce an opening in the Community Image Advisory Board. John, is that just one opening?
Yes, it is just one opening, and we were probably going to go into a bi-monthly schedule, so if that helps anybody out when they're applying, please come. We need one more person to make us a full board. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, and I wanted to discuss a moment with about the HRB tonight. We had a discussion at the last committee of the whole to revamp and completely change this board and make it a homestead board, and I wanted to actually change it to become from the Human Relations Board to be a Community Relations Board. And we used to have a Disability Issues Advisory Board as well. And what I thought about doing was encompassing, and we had discussed this at length last week, but I thought about encompassing the disability issue advisory as well as the fact that we have disabled children in our community, we have mentally challenged children, and I wanted to put that all under the umbrella of a community relations board. And the reason I brought it back tonight, rather than waiting until we have a new ordinance, because we are going to do a new ordinance and we're going to reshape and restructure the board. So the board is not going to go away, it's just going to be reshaped and restructured. The reason why I brought it back tonight is because we have 5 people whose terms are expiring in May and 2 that already expired in February, so that's 7 members. So what I would like to do, because this is a major restructuring of this board, I'd like to sunset this board and then go ahead and bring back the new ordinance and then make the new appointments for the new board members. And I think it will take no more than, I would say no more than 30 days or so to get those ordinances done. And we're working on other ordinances as well as this one, such as tourism board, and we're working on changing a lot of the boards to becoming more efficient and streamlined. So what I would like from this council is I'd like a motion to go ahead and allow me to sunset this board so that we can begin this major restructuring, and then that way there's 7 people that aren't in limbo. So I could have gone ahead and just reappointed new people, but that really would be moot because we are going to create a brand-new board. So I would like to entertain a motion from somebody to go ahead and sunset the HRB as we create the new Community Relations Board. Can I have a motion first, and then you're certainly welcome to ask the question. Anybody?
So moved.
It's been properly moved by Councilwoman Sierra.
Second.
And seconded by Tim Nelson. And seconded by Tim Nelson. Councilwoman Walden.
I'm not sure what their schedule is as to...
Your microphone.
Sorry about that. But I said I'm not quite sure what their schedule is. Have they already met in May or, in April? Are they scheduled to meet?
Yes,
they have met in April. So you're saying you want to just sunset it now, and that then you would appoint new board members?
Right. And I want it to be a Homestead board, because now it's currently a Homestead and Florida City board. I want to create a Homestead board, and I certainly would encourage Mayor Wallace to create a Florida City board as well. But Homestead is not in town anymore. We had a very lengthy discussion at this at the Committee of the Whole, but you missed that. You missed that first part of the discussion.
I got there about 5 minutes.
It was about a half an hour, so we had a very lengthy discussion on that. So, but anyway, so the bottom line is we are creating a very, very unique board, and it's going to be restructured. So I'm very excited about that. And I really do encourage Florida City Mayor Wallace to create this board. But we're not a town of 30,000 residents anymore. We're now a town of 60,000 residents, and it's really time to have a board that is just City of Homestead board.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So just if I may, Mayor.
You may.
Just, we will be looking to reestablish their meetings or whatever around the period of June?
Yes, what I would like to do,
now.
Yes, and I'd like to bring an ordinance back. And once we bring the ordinance back, then we're going to go ahead and put names forth. And I have to nominate them, but they have to be voted on by the entire council.
But we would be looking for June or July just to get things, hopefully.
I think so. Oh, yeah, I hope so.
If we can keep
I
things
can't
moving.
see that it would take more than 30 days to create a new ordinance. Right, Richard?
Right after your direction at the last meeting, we started working on it.
Excellent, very good. Thank you. Any other comments or questions from council? Mr. Manager.
Mayor, council members, Mayor just mentioned that, I had brief discussion with Richard, and me and Joanna put a list of things for all the boards or committees. Whenever there is an ordinance, we want to have everything to be consistent in terms of terms, number of members. So when we are looking for something, we don't have to start looking for everything unique for that particular board. So
that's another thing. All the boards are different. They have different rules.
Appointments and all that stuff.
Yeah, we need to make them consistent across the board. And we have different residency requirements for different boards, and we need to be consistent across the board. And it's really time to clean these boards up. So, absolutely. Thank you very much. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes carry. Thank you very much for that. I wanted to talk today, I also did Career Day at Waterstone, and I had all the 7th and all of the 8th grade kids. And Councilwoman Sierra, I got some very interesting questions too. And a young girl did walk up to me and said, I didn't know that the mayor was a woman, and she said, that is so exciting. And she said that kind of inspired her to maybe be a mayor one day. So I thought that was very, very good. Today, and by the way, I love the way Waterstone did this. Let me tell you what they did. They brought, rather than, usually at a career day, each and every one of us will go to each classroom, and we'll repeat over and over and over. So I want this to spread amongst the other schools. So what we did this time is we went to the cafeteria, and they brought all the classrooms to us. So I wasn't repeating this for every 30 minutes for 3 or 4 hours, which is what you usually do. You go, and then they give you a little break, and then you go back. And you're in a classroom about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So this was really, really great. They brought all the kids to us, so we did it twice rather than doing it multiple times. So any people who represented from schools, take note, and thank you, Waterstone. It was very, very well done. Also, I did another interview today with Miami Today. We've been getting a lot of good press. We've gotten press on the Park of Commerce. We've gotten press on many items, but today was about the stimulus dollars and what we have actually received or are going to receive from stimulus dollars. So we had that. Also, the General Binger pinning ceremony was absolutely beautiful. And Vice Mayor, you're right. It was very, very touching to see that pinning to go from colonel to general. And it's so exciting to know that in Homestead, we have a general back on the base as a base commander in Homestead. So that's very exciting. And most of you already know that I do attend just about, if it's humanly, physically possible, I attend every single deployment when they leave, and then I attend every welcome home from when they get back. And so many of the council members have been supporting that. Many of you show up, and I just want you to know how much they appreciate that and how much I appreciate that. So it's very touching to them. I'm going to tell you, it's very hard. I try not to even look anymore, because when you see them getting off, they come from the plane, from the runway, then they get on the bus, and then they're bussed in, and then we all go out back. And I also want to compliment the Military Affairs Committee of the Chamber of Commerce, because, boy, they really turned the people out, too. They brought a lot of people to welcome home these soldiers. But you can't look, because as they come out, you have the children and wives and husbands and mothers running and embracing their children, and it's so touching. You have to just kind of look away, or you will be crying. So I just want to say thank you to the military, and it's the least we can do to show up when they leave and to show up when they come home. Also, yes, the music in the park was a lot of fun, and Councilman Nelson, you're not supposed to tell my secrets. The mosquito heads were kind enough to let me play with them, and we had a lot of fun. So, and they were really, really good. If you guys are not coming to the music in the park on, we're going to be doing them, is it the last Saturday of every month now, Mr. Shahada? The last Saturday?
I'm sorry, Mayor. Yeah, it's going to be the last Saturday of every month.
So it's going to be a consistent.
It's going to be a fixed date. Last Saturday of every month. Next month will be May 30th, I think.
Perfect.
And also the antique car show is the second Sunday of every month.
Right. So the second Sunday is antique car shows, and the last Saturday of every month is music in the park. These are free. These are free to the public, and we brought them back, and they're so much fun. Also, I did the Special Olympics torch run with our Special Olympiads this last week, and it was really touching to see. It's called the Law Enforcement Special Olympics Run, and all the different members of law enforcement. Our Homestead Police Department, of course, we were so well represented along with Miami-Dade Police Department, and I followed them in a golf cart. They ran from Publix all the way to Campbell Drive Middle School, so I followed them in the golf cart. But it was very, very good. Also, I did another civics lesson with the mayor with Ammons, and the Ammons students were very excited about being here. And I don't know if a lot of you know, but I started a program called Civics Lessons with the Mayor, and they come into the council chambers right here, and we've done dozens of classes now. I did Miss Faircloth's school, Air Base as well, and Ammons, and just so many different schools. And they come into the chambers, and then I give them a lesson on local government, municipal government, and compare it and contrast it with county, state, and federal, and give them an idea of how the city is run and the manager-council form of government that we have. And then we walk out the door and we go to each and every department, and each department head steps out and tells them what their department does. So they really get a good civics lesson, and all the teachers have been giving really positive feedback on how the kids absolutely love it. Also, the health fair was great, and it's something that the City of Homestead does every single year, and it was a really good one. Vice Mayor Burgess's son was out there chasing the eggs, as well as five of my 7 grandchildren were out there getting the eggs, so it was a lot of fun. Also, I want to congratulate the Kiwanians for the Kiwanis Good Friday Prayer Breakfast. It was excellent. It was a beautiful, beautiful breakfast, and I know many of you out here were there. It was so well-attended. The weather couldn't have been more perfect. Marcy, the choir was beautiful, so let them know how good Marcy sings in the community choir, and they were fabulous. I've been exposed tonight for the tambourine, so you're going to be... And it was very, very good as well.
Can we ask Marcy to sing now?
Also, I don't know about if many of you know, but we have a wonderful, wonderful organization called Patches, and they were in Homestead, now they're in Florida City, and they're very, very ill children, and they had a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new playground as well as an Easter egg hunt. So I went there as well right before Easter to represent the city of Homestead on behalf of the children, and they were so beautiful. Also, I did a radio interview with Barry University that was set up by Jeff Brown of New Visions of South Dade, and I called into the Barry University radio station, and it was a great interview, very, very good. And then I spoke at a women's conference that was put on by Maddie Bauer in Miami Beach, and that was a fabulous, fabulous conference, and that conference is resulting from getting phone calls and being asked for more speaking engagements, so that worked out really, really well. Anyway, we did very well tonight, and I want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight. And I do want to announce Longhorn Job Fair. There's over 100 positions, and it's going to be from April the 27th to May the 3rd, and it's actually going to be at the Longhorn Steakhouse. Councilwoman Sierra and we met with the manager there, and he wanted to make sure that we were well informed about the Longhorn Job Fair. 100 positions that are going to be open for our community. So I hope you'll all attend and spread the word right at the Steakhouse, 4/27 to May 3rd. Thank you so much. Councilman Lobos.
Mayor Bell, I'm sorry if I may. I just realized that the last committee of the whole meeting, we talked about this one realtor that we were all impressed, and she's in the audience.
She's right here.
And so I want to acknowledge that at the last committee of the whole, a lot of us just came away with the presentation that you gave at Day Days. It was incredible. It was very informative, and we're looking to move forward with a lot of the information that you presented that day. So thank you.
In fact, I shared with the council that you have been invited to do the same presentation with the League of Cities, and it was a fantastic presentation, and we wouldn't mind, I talked to the manager, we wouldn't mind having you do the presentation here as well. And it was about foreclosure prevention, and how to handle the stimulus dollars in parallel with the foreclosure. So it was very, very interesting. Anyway, thank you for your presentation. Thank you for that, Councilman Lobos. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. With no further business to attend to, this meeting is adjourned. Good night.